sausage muffuletta.
Oh.
Taking the classic flavors and combining a classic New Orleans style muffuletta with a charcuterie board, all right? Starting with, this is not Italian cold cuts, this is whole rope sausage. Take a gander at that.
That's right.
We skewered it with 2 wooden skewers. We cut it in the coil. You can buy this at the butcher shop. And if you don't see it, you know they got it in coils in the back, so just ask them. And we put the skewers in there to keep it contained. We put a little olive oil in there, and watch how easy this flip is. Are you serious?
Flip it.
Look how nice and brown that is.
So we're just gonna kiss this with a little high heat, give it a nice browning, do the other side. Once that's good, we can take it out again. Look at how easy it is to move with the skewers in there, which we will remove later when we get into that. Now we got all that rendering in the pan.
The best.
To this, we got some fennel. We're gonna add some fresh fennel. I think fennel and sausage are best friends for life, right?
For life.
So we can play on those sweet kind of licorice flavors right there and just slice it like you would an onion. And this is gonna go right into the fat of that sausage. So we got the fennel directly in there. We're gonna saute this fennel for a little bit. We can give it a little salt to help sweat it out, a little more olive oil, grapes.
Okay.
Sausage and grapes.
I can't believe it's going into a muffuletta. Sandwich king, y'all.
My heavens, right? Got some fresh thyme, a couple sprigs of that. Wow, you guys are really in a clapping mood today. Pepper! Once this softens up, we're gonna kind of caramelize all this together. Get it slow and slow. We are going to deglaze with some balsamic vinegar.
Ooh.
Do it.
We got sweet. We got the black licorice. We got the herbs in there. We got the sour. We got everything. This is gonna go in the oven. We're gonna nestle that sausage back on top.
Oh, yum.
Again, if it's this thin, it could cook through pretty quickly, so it doesn't need to go back. But if it's like thick rope Italian sausage, you wanna bring it to 160, 165, of course, while all this kind of caramelizes in the oven. Oven at 425. It's gonna go in there, again, depending on your thickness, the internal temperature, but I wanna show you what this baby looks like. Look at that, beautiful, right? So we have that sausage, we have all that beautiful, cooked down grapes.
The fond.
The fennel. Let's grab that bread.
Let's do it.
I have it in the oven, just kissing it a little, about 200 heat here, just till it's nice. And you hear that? If it's a little past its prime, just throw it in the oven for a little bit, not too high. And then you got this beautiful bread. Now we can start building here. So I'm gonna take some of this out to keep the ratios pure and right. So I am gonna take this bread out. You can use that for something later. Now we can start building. Another integral ingredient in muffuletta, tapenade.
Get it.
This is green olive tapenade. Tons of oil, tons of flavor in there. Salt, punchy. So you can spread this. We got that tapenade on there, and again, that fennel and grape sauteed right there. Just a nice little schmear on there. Now we can put our sausage intact right on top of there. Look at that ratio, right? Crust to crust.
I was
even with
wondering about that.
And now we can take out that skewer just like that. I'm gonna actually spread a little bit of that on top.
Do it.
We're gonna get that oil. And again, right, there's a ton of oil in here. Just a little bit of feta on there, just to even it out. Now we can close that, bring it over. First, we gotta cut it, right? Because I have a whole system
you're not
for
gonna
a
mush it
picnic
down.
packing job here for the muffuletta.
Oh, you're gonna pack it for us. Okay.
Oh, because this is gonna be hard, you know.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
We put it on your finest linen.
Fancy.
Now we take 2 corners. Thanks, Martha. In the middle.
Oh,
Good job, Martha.
Jeff.
This is very Martha
Did you
Stewart.
say Martha?
You know she's watching.
It works, it's balanced, it's delicious, it's moist, and what a perfect picnic sandwich.
All right, this is sweet, it's savory, it's double-decker. It's quite possibly the most preposterous sandwich on the planet. It is the double-decker Monte Cristo. Or should I say the Mauro Cristo? Katie, you are my, what was that now? All right, you're gonna help me build the sandwich in tandem with me here.
Okay.
Starting with, for a little restraint, a little wheat bread.
Yeah.
That's
very-
your restraint.
What's up with that?
You gotta get the fiber in when you can, Katie.
It's that wheat that looks like white. So
It's like honey white. It's like honey wheat.
This is like faux wheat.
It's like faux wheat. Yeah, there's not much extra fiber in
Sarah
here.
Morrow was not buying.
No, she's not even close. This is not in her wheelhouse at all. So we have some ham, like honey ham, nice sliced thin, some like smoked turkey, some sharp cheddar, and some Gruyere. Sometimes you
Yes.
use,
Cheese
now
board.
Monte Cristo is like a double-decker sandwich with like ham, turkey,
yep.
cheese, usually Swiss. I'm gonna use Gruyere. I think it's just way more flavorful and melts really nice.
Okay.
So first layer, cheddar, Katie, on the bottom. Then take one, see, we know it's a dainty sandwich, so just one nice slice. Make sure it's nice and thin, right? You want that translucent test. You want to see your finger through it. And then we're gonna ribbon it up nice on there. Very good. Little height. Now we come with the Gruyere. Boom. First layer done.
Rich man Swiss.
The rich man Swiss. Next comes another slice of bread. Oh, now comes the Gruyere, and then the ham.
What?
What?
Wow.
And then the cheddar, and then another slice of bread. Like a classic club-style double-decker.
And we're not putting any, like, there's
Whoa,
no...
whoa, whoa,
Ain't no
whoa.
mustard.
No mustard, no mayonnaise?
No, I don't want any of it.
mustard,
I want it
Why?
pure because we're gonna have
Well,
plenty
it's the
of
Mauro
dippers.
Cristo.
It's the Mauro Cristo.
Okay.
Let my diner dictate the dippage.
Okay.
Gabish?
No.
Kiss his grits.
Kiss my grits. Now we take the finest of fine plastic wrap, Katie.
Uh-oh.
I will show you what to do, and you can follow suit.
Does anybody like to guess how the sandwich
Get this
was
ready.
named?
How the sandwich was named.
Most likely.
Well, it's a spin on like croque, croque
Madame
monsieur. We're gonna cut this really quick in half. Give us a little trivia now.
Yes,
Jeffrey.
most likely it was named after Monsieur Alexandre Dumas in 1844, who wrote The Count of Monte Cristo.
That is.
How about that?
All right.
This has to go in the fridge. Tighten up. Get cold. 2 hours minimum.
Can you
Okay.
freeze it? No, I'm not joking. Could you
I
freeze it?
wouldn't freeze it because it's a fairly quick fry because there's really
Okay.
nothing to cook inside. It's just we want to melt it inside. 2 hours. You can do it overnight. I got a couple ready to
Why
go.
does it need to be refrigerated?
You'll
This is
see.
what they do in the restaurants in my
why.
research.
It's the moisture from that deli meat
Yeah.
soaks into the bread and creates a natural spackle.
I love
Okay.
it.
It's gonna hold it together.
Right.
All right, baking powder, all-purpose
lot.
flour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we
Jeff,
want
A
it
lot
bubbly.
of flour, too.
All right, and pour some salt and some egg, which we'll put right
So
in
this
there.
is like a full breading going on.
This is more, yeah, this is a
I gotta
batter.
tell you, I don't know
is
if I've ever
crazy.
had a Monte Cristo now that
I've
I'm
had
thinking
one,
about
but
it.
I haven't had a
It has
Mauro
the powdered
Cristo.
sugar on it, right?
All right. Yes,
Okay,
it
so maybe I have.
Don't give it away, Katie.
Give it
All right,
away,
then
give
some
it away.
water. Not all of it. We'll start with like a cup at a time and just see how it all comes together, depending on the local humidity. Now, you want a loose batter because you don't want, you need to be able to dip a
Yeah.
sandwich into this. This is not like,
This is wild.
It is wild. I'm a wild guy, and I
wild.
love this sandwich, and you serve this
I
on a...
don't think I've had this.
All right, this has got to sit almost like a pancake batter for about 10
Okay.
minutes. I got one
Absolutely.
ready to go here. It's El Perfecto.
L.
Have those, kind of everything. The flour is extra hydrated. It's ready for the deep fryer. It's ready to cling to the bread. Can you unwrap those for
Sure.
me, Katie?
Don't you think that brunch is like really an excuse to splurge too? Like it's
Splurge on the diet?
yeah, like
Okay,
it's a
sure.
meal to like have the sweet, the savory, the fried bits.
Guarantee you something. You make this for your kids at home, they're gonna love it.
Oh, they're gonna get a big kick out of this.
They are. They're like, what is that? So we have a cold cured half of ham turkey sandwich here. We are gonna pierce it. This is a double duty toothpick here. Okay, it's gonna keep it together. It's also gonna make it easier to flip.
Just
my
one?
oil's creeping up almost to 350 is the magic temperature for this. Right into there. Right? All right, look at this. All up in there. Now we can kind of grab the ends of those toothpicks.
Okay. I'll see what you're working
You
with.
see?
Yeah, oh, that's great.
Gently let extradge,
Yeah.
dippage
Extradge.
into the dippage.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
The excess drippage into the dippage.
You want to try it one more
got it.
time?
Nope, I'm gonna go with it. I'm just gonna let it, I'm gonna walk it like they do at the fish shops,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
They kind of let
Don't
it
let it
walk
drop
in the
to the
oil.
bottom. Mm-hmm.
And now,
So one
we
step.
let her go.
Whoa.
Let's do it again.
Get it in there, Jeff. I'm
That
excited
looks
too.
like fun.
It is ridiculous in every way, shape, or form, but you know what? It's America, baby.
I kind of want to try to do one of these, Jeff.
Do you want them?
Yeah, there's something about it that I'm into this.
Just one roll.
Like sandwich rolling
satisfying.
batter.
And the reason we're kind of clinging onto these toothpicks here is there's
Yeah.
no tongue markage
Full
in there.
coverage. Yeah, full coverage, man. Are you kidding me?
Let it chill for a minute. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I
is
love
that
it.
just
Let
the
it
best?
set.
Let
I'm
it
loving
chill.
this. Good technique, Jeff.
And now, you can do that, Katie, if you want to grab some extra tongs in there.
Little,
Now
plastic
we got to do a
balls.
little rolly, right? So it's got the baking powder in there, that well hydrated. We sat that batter for 10 minutes. You get these little craggles on there. I mean, that's like Prozone right there. Prozone. I mean, brunch right there. It's like
I'll tear it up.
a donut meets a waffle meets a club sandwich.
Meets a grilled cheese.
Look at all them bubs on there.
Yeah.
Look at those deep fried golden brown batter bubs.
I call them craggles, but okay.
Craggles, these are bubs.
Bubs.
Everybody in the bub getting tipsy.
Getting crispy.
Getting crispy. I should have gone with that. All right, remember, this is that ham, Gruyere, cheddar, turkey, triple decker with a nice, very healthy honey wheat bread. I did some research. I went country white at first,
smart.
and I was like, no. And you don't want too much bread in this, right? You want like the bag of bread.
Is it the honey that's in the wheat that actually gives this a little bit of sweetness?
A little
so
sweetness
it does make
in there,
sense?
and of course, you know, a little extra something to make you feel good. But this is what we're looking for. That is the color. I mean, you can hear it from a mile away.
Yeah, crunch, crunch.
Crunch, crunch. And
Somebody
these are
could look at that and
piping.
think they were like getting a big old piece of fried fish at first.
Yeah, I know, but no, it's literally a whole sandwich inside there.
Yeah.
Now, what's missing with this?
You know what's missing.
What is missing,
that
Miss
topping
Katie
from the
Lee?
80s.
Shepherds?
You had to remove the toothpicks.
Oh,
We'll
that's
do
true.
that,
Thank you,
yeah.
Jeffrey.
We'll do that when
He's
when we
looking
get
out
served.
for us.
He is looking.
Listen, I've done that before, like impale on the top.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
I was already thinking it. I was
I know.
gonna
Not
remove it.
fun.
Well, first of all, let me point out the two classic pairings for such this dainty little bugger here. We've got some honey mustard,
Oh.
a nice honey Dijon,
Honey
straight from
Dijon.
France. I imported it from France on account of Dumont. And then just some nice jam,
Yeah.
raspberry preserves.
jam.
Yeah.
No, preserves.
Oh, preserves. Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Golly. And then, I don't know who the guy was that was like, excuse me, monsieur, oui, chef, there is one thing missing from this Monte Cristo. Do you trust me, chef? I'm just a commis.
Yes.
Right? I'm gonna show you. He came out of the woodworks with the bam, 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 powdered sugar on top. Mental. It's traditional. It's what you gotta do.
You have to.
Don't skip this step. Sonny, you are first.
Yeah.
I think
Can I
that
get
the
some more
powdered
powdered
sugar
sugar?
makes it brunchy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you just a little more.
It gives you like French toast vibes.
Katie, can you grab the fresh dill and the
And the
tamarind
pecorino
and the
romano.
pecorino, and please the
Come on, while it's hot. Is it gonna burn me?
it just might.
Looking
Would you
for it.
like would you like
Yeah, I'll
the
take both.
a double trouble?
Yeah, I'll
This
take
is
double
wild.
trouble. I'm
Double
in.
trouble dipper?
Yeah.
Ooh, Jeffrey,
Because
that's
when I make this, I usually thinly veil the bread on the inside with these. So this is gonna be nice. Fork and knife,
Yeah.
please. Yeah. I'm gonna cut
yeah,
into
this is
baby.
this is a knife and fork.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
I mean,
sure.
I'm gonna pick it up, but I also just want to look at the inside.
Oh, Jesus.
Is it heavy?
Heavy. I didn't.
Look at that, huh?
You
Let me see
know,
that inside.
You are the sandwich king.
This is true.
Wow, look at that.
It's melty melt.
Ooh,
That
doggy.
takes quite a bit of. You got to let it fry because it's deep down inside.
It's inside.
right. Plus,
Double
it came from a
decker.
cold fridge. You didn't mention you have to marinate in the fridge.
Yeah, you gotta marinate
My
in
mouth
the
is
fridge.
watering right now.
I'll save this for the cam.
Yep.
Yep.
First of all, it's cushy and crispy.
Yes, double.
It's like the layer of crisp is there, and then as soon as you get through it, the bread, the meat, the cheese, it's all an amalgamation of one bite. It's just,
Amalgamation.
yeah, it's all together. This is the sweet and savory heaven that you think about when you do a brunch, right? Because we all talk about it. Do you want eggs? Do you want bacon? Do you want pancakes? This is all sweet and savory all together. This is good stuff.
All
Jack.
right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, of
Truly
course.
This is a
outdone yourself
family,
with this.
family brunch, please.
Yeah, it's a once a year
Yeah.
meal.
Forget the Monte Cristo and you get the Mauro Cristo. That's what you gotta try.
The world's greatest Reuben.
All right.
So starting with mayonnaise.
Basis
of course,
to any
some
good
chopped
sauce.
up giardiniera relish. the
King of
good stuff.
Giardiniera.
That's kind of my way to remix this instead of using pickle relish because you get the fermentation, the spice, the funk that you want. Some Dijon,
Dijon.
granulated garlic, a little bit of ketchup, and a little chili sauce. Brisket. That's what it started at. It was corned. Now it's corned beef. So we're gonna make a quick little kind of a pastrami rub in here, starting with the more robust elements, because I want this kind of chunky. We have some coriander, some mustard seeds, and some peppercorns. I got some turbinado sugar here and some bay leaves. So we're gonna kind of not pulverize this but nice gritty texture. So really, I want to see it. I want it to kind of lay up in there. Little yellow
That
mustard.
ballpark
You know I
mustard,
love
Jeff?
some yellow mustard.
Simple yellow mustard, right?
Ah.
And that yellow mustard helps to tenderize as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
All right, this is literally going right into our slow cooker.
Come on,
Amazing.
Jeff.
So easy. Don't need to fire up the smoker.
Smells
Some
so
garlic
good.
cloves, a couple more bay leaves, and we're gonna cover it right to about the edge of the fat cap there with some good stock. You can use beef stock, chicken
I'm
stock.
gonna stand back.
All right, we're gonna do 8 hours on low or 4 hours on high until when, Jeffrey?
Till,
pork tender.
Let's see
We
it.
cooked it.
Yeah.
We took it out. You can see. Look at that.
Yup.
So now we're gonna cut it against the grain. Woo-hoo. Our Reuben is ready to be assembled. We got our kraut on deck.
Okay.
We got some marble rye,
Oh.
maybe a little bit of an
I like
upgrade,
marble
refresh.
rye. Butter
I
it
love
up.
it. Katie, can you please spread that room temperature butter? Crust to crust is a must when spreading this butter. Do not be shy. We're gonna put this on a nice flat griddle here with that butter. I'm gonna take a couple of those big hunks.
Oh.
Jeff.
All right, right on there. The bread's going.
goodness.
Perfect.
Might I say your slices are generous.
It's like a steak sandwich.
Here we go. You ready?
What?
Oh.
What are you doing, Jeff?
Okay.
All right, he's
Jeff,
getting
this
funky
is-
over here.
Jeff.
Right? Oh,
It's,
what?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Right on there.
But
right
why?
on there.
Definitely a
Because I
Ratatouille
said so.
remake.
Now what happens, right? If you do this right.
The steam. Oh,
No.
Jeff. Are you doming?
Seal it up. Seal
All
it
right,
up.
yes, I do need a dome right now. Katie, bowl me.
Oh.
Gonna get it under there. A little whoop, whoop.
Boom.
Oh, I heard
Steam it up. All right, here we go. We're steamed up.
Wow.
Jeff. Come on, Jeff.
Oh,
I love the steamification.
this is what I want right here.
Here we go.
All right.
Get on that. Come on.
It should always be a bias cut.
Yeah, you need an angle.
You need an angle to bite and an angle to dip. Ooh.
Oh.
Come on, Jeff.
He's showing off,
Whoa.
as he should.
Whoa.
All right. Probably one of the most outstanding Reubens I've ever eaten.
This is so good.
He's going back in.
This sandwich is a total star.
Ratatouille sandwich.
All right.
Starting with the melange of veg here. We got the eggplant, we got the summer yellow squash, we got the zucchinis, we got the red pepper that we roasted, we skinned, some thinly sliced onions. I got some garlic, of course, and some herbs. What we did was salt these for about 30 minutes. The eggplant and the zucchini and the squash hold a tremendous amount of water in them. So we want to extract that water to not compromise our final product, but also kind of firm them up, right? Because we're gonna bake them nice and long. So you dab them, you salt them, kosher salt, so you know how much is hitting that vegetable and you don't have to do any guesswork. Then you flip them and you do it again because the bottoms get salted as well, so you don't want to neglect that. Remember, we pre-roasted these so they're nice and soft already, pliable. Let's make some flavoring agents, if you will, starting with some olive oil. We're gonna add some fresh garlic to this, fresh rosemary, some cracked black pepper, gotta have the cracked, some fresh thyme, and there we have it, a little salt. And now we're gonna start layering all these,
Exciting.
right? And we made a nice aluminum foil cradle. We got plenty of moisture. You don't need to spray or anything. We got some Parmesan cheese. I know, not a traditional ingredient. This is more of a binder, and you'll see why. Starting with our first vegetable, which is the summer squash. We're just gonna layer on there. Nice, 2 layers of each vegetable, right? Almost like a jigsaw puzzle. Then we're gonna brush on that very flavorful herby oil right on top of there. Then we're gonna sprinkle just a tiny amount of parm just to adhere the next level, which is the roasted red pepper. Alex, I know. What do you think so far? Are you okay with this?
Yeah, I was thinking of a lot of things. First of all, I think ratatouille is really from the south of France, where you get into places like Nice, and it's so close to Italy. You're getting those Italian vibes already that the Parmesan cheese makes complete sense. And I was also thinking the eggplant and the zucchini they're vegetables that don't need a lot of water to grow. So this is actually you being really green in a very slick way by using the zucchini and the eggplant.
Eggplant's something that kind of trips people up sometimes. They get a little intimidated by it because you think, do I have to salt it? Do I have to do all this? Method like this, yes, Jeff's salting it. But you can also just cut it up and roast it. It doesn't have to be salted
Yeah,
for
I
preparation
generally
like that.
don't ever salt my eggplant.
Ooh, boy.
How you doing, Jeff? How's the layering going?
We're
Jeff?
going good, guys. So 2 layers of each vegetable, and we are gonna put that skin side out so it looks pretty in there. We're gonna give it another brush. Again,
That's
2
actually a
layers of
really-
each.
Wait a minute, I didn't even ever think of that. You put them so the skin sides are on the out, so when you unmold it, you see all the color. I didn't
Pretty,
think of
right?
that.
I usually remove the skin, so I'm doing like an eggplant parm, you know, because it can get a little, but I love the flavor of the skin, right? It's like
I like it
nothing like
too.
the inside, right? It's
And
so
when you
different.
roast, yeah, I really like it.
All right, this is the last and final piece. You gotta have tomatoes in there. I didn't wanna layer tomatoes in there, it's a lot of water content in there, so I'm just gonna put these beautiful plum tomatoes right on top and bake them in there. We got the oven at 400 degrees. A little more parm on top.
As long as you have cheese on top, it doesn't matter what's underneath.
Just gonna help give it a nice, you know, caramelization and browning, a little salt, and it's going in the oven. An hour and 15 minutes, 400-degree oven, Jeffrey.
Do you cover it up?
No,
like
I
that.
want to dehydrate it almost
Okay.
so it becomes more concentrated in flavor,
Got
but
it.
also in integrity. So you
Check.
can cut it.
Check.
We bake it. Now you put it in the fridge for at least 4 hours, up to overnight in the fridge. And now I want you to take a gander at that beauty. Look at, it's cold. You could serve this room temperature. You could even serve it warm. Just let it rest a little bit like you would a lasagna. Really, you don't want it sliding around, but that's why we did the cradle.
Cradle.
Let's see, moment of truth. Woo!
Oh, it's like a vegetable hammock.
It's a vegetable hammock, Jeffrey. That was my second name for that, but you beat me to it.
Jeff, that's really beautiful.
I
And
love
you've got
that.
all the onions, right? The eggplant, the zucchini, all that spring bounty. And now every sandwich needs 2 things. You need a good sauce, all right? You need some veg, some crispness on there. So we got some arugula. I made a champagne vinaigrette in honor of Jeffrey that you can find on foodnetwork.com/thekitchen. So this has got champagne vinegar, shallots, some herbs, everything. And we're gonna lightly dress this arugula, give it some acidic punch to this, because this is a lot of, you know, basic vegetable. Yeah. So we just got some nice sub rolls, but that we've treated with butter and rubbed with garlic. So we got almost this nice garlic bread presentation here.
It's almost a terrine
Come on,
legume.
guy.
It's a terrine
Come on,
legume.
guy.
What?
Come on.
It's a terrine.
Can I do one more thing in honor
what?
of Jeffrey? I gotta go a little extra.
Goat
You
cheese.
can do this
Goat
or
cheese.
some beautiful whipped French butter.
Is it
On
salted?
the bottom,
Oh.
soft.
I thought that was an aioli.
No, it's not. I'm gonna do, I rarely do a double-sided applique schmear, but I'm doing it on this. A little bit
Gotta have the
flaky
salt.
sea salt on
Yeah.
there.
That's very French.
I did that,
Very
right?
French. Now
we're gonna
I'm
match it
okay.
up, right? I'm gonna line it up to the bread. All right.
You're using a serrated knife, right, Jeff?
Of course, yeah, you have to. There's no way.
You are on him today.
Oh, just want to make sure he's doing it right.
That's beautiful.
And
I
now,
love that.
a lot
Wait a second. That's the size of the sandwich?
Listen, you
How
can
you gonna
always,
eat
you know.
that?
How are you gonna eat
It's gonna
that?
slip all over the place. Oh, it's beautiful.
I love
It's
that.
beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Come on, huh?
I want to see you take a bite of that.
Look at that.
dramatic.
Look how pretty that is. You could do thinner slices and layer it the other way. I just wanted to be funny about it, but I like to cut it again so you get double cross section on the sharp bias. How are you gonna eat it? You create that
Point.
easy triangle for that first bite.
Create a
That's
point of
so
entry.
Pretty.
Ooh, look at the little layer of butter in there, just peeking out.
I gotta go upside down methodology on that.
Oh my goodness. I'm impressed.
Respect.
And that's beyond internet food. I know it's like a showstopper visually and it'd be totally Instagrammable, but so tasty. The vegetables have so much crunch to them still and freshness. The fat, the salt, the crispness from the arugula, spiciness from there too. It is so good. Gus's kitchen sink frittata croissant sandwich.
Of course
it's
it is.
a croissata.
A croissant!
A croissata! Starting with some Italian sausage. You can use breakfast sausage. Again, whatever you have in the fridge. If there's salami, it's going in here. We did some bacon because we had some bacon in there. We crisp it up, put it to the side, let it drain. And then we cooked through that beautiful, I mean, you gotta have chunks of that just beautifully browned sausage in there. All that fat remaining will stay in the pan. I love any sausage, but It makes it a little more breakfasty if you do have the breakfast sauce.
And if you, yeah, and it has all the flavor in it. It's like flavors itself.
Oh, yeah, you don't have
Fennel,
to,
the
like,
salt.
add any, not much additional salt in this
This is
mixture.
like meat lovers frittata.
Exactly. It's okay if those little bits stay in there. That's just all flavor while we work on our eggs. A dozen eggs, sometimes 2 dozen eggs.
A dozen eggs?
No,
Sometimes
but that's
2 dozen
it's
eggs.
a big pan.
Sometimes Gus would throw 18 eggs in there. It doesn't matter as long as there's a dozen or over.
Yeah, you think it's a lot, but it's not. It's not that thick.
I don't know if I've ever made a frittata with a dozen eggs. I love this.
This is great too, but then it needs a little help too. So we're gonna take Pammy's half and half that she uses for her coffee.
yeah, press
We're
spot.
throw that in there, lighten it up.
Jeff, Pam, your mom,
Pam.
what'd she think when Gus is in the kitchen making this?
She's long
outside.
gone.
She's with the
long
vodka
gone.
soda outside in the
She's
back.
gone.
Forget the half and half and coffee.
Exactly. She's
moved
having
on.
Pinot Grigio in the basement, probably, as far away as possible from the mess. My dad, he believed in the frittata flip, which would be this precarious moment where, in order to make sure the top end of the frittata would get cooked, he'd slide the half-cooked frittata onto a plate, invert it, and then put it back in the pan. It was like an albumin storm around the entire kitchen. I have redeveloped it. Still kept the heart of it and soul of it, but we're gonna put it in the broiler to finish it up once we get it
Smart
set
move.
here. All right, we shut off the heat just a little bit because I don't want a screaming hot pan. I want it just wispy with steam and smoke, and we're gonna take that, pour that directly in there, and you can see it
Eggs.
cradled by all that sausage fat, Jeffrey. You love that. I don't want to block the frittata. So we don't really want to like brown it too much, but I want to kind of let it set up, and then we'll add all the ingredients, kind of when that bottom 33% of the frittata gets set up. So I don't want everything sinking, but I want a little sinkage. So we'll just start kind of not like just moving to those curds form every so often, and we know it's starting to get set up. We can start layering all the other flavors in there. Just let it go. Provolone, cubes. Could be cheddar. Could be Amerigan. Could be
Amerigan.
Amerigacci. So, and then we got half sharp provolone, half Asiago.
Oh my
So
God.
I want you guys to take a bite of this and not only taste the cheese, but I want you to feel the cheese in your eyes.
There's like as much cheese as there is eggs in this.
Yeah, it's a healthy blend.
Yeah.
Now we take that bacon.
Protein, right?
Protein. The sausage is heavier, so you got to throw that in now, right? It's going to sink to the bottom a little quicker than the light and airy, wonderful crisp bacon that kind of sits on the top there and gets a little extra crispy under the broiler.
Is there gonna be like a little parsley or anything?
I am
Great.
going to introduce some chive later, if you play your cards right, Alex. This is going in the oven, not in the hot oven, second rack under the broiler. So we get a little color, we get a little direct, and we finish it.
Smells so good.
So it's perfect. And here we have it. I let it rest for a little bit so it could slide easily out of a pan. But look at that. You see what
my.
happened. Is it a pizza? Is it frittata? It's a little bit of both, Jeffrey.
It's a croissant.
It's a croissant, not yet. So
How
we're gonna
long does this cook about?
you got to keep an eye on it. As soon as, like, I've noticed that if you keep it on that second level, the rack, as soon as it starts to get golden brown, and then turn it out.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna build a croissant right now. It's only gonna get worse, Alex, I'm sorry. So we got it lightly toasted, French croissant here. When I cut the frittata, I like to cut it in half, right? And I'm gonna cut it into a proper triangle that will match up to this. And now we can put on the veg and the schmear and the topping for our croissant, starting with cream cheese.
Oh no, you didn't.
So I took some
Oh,
softened,
no.
not whipped cream cheese. I like the real deal block of cream cheese. You leave out for a couple hours, and then I whipped it together with chopped hot jardinera, a little bit of honey, and some fresh chives.
Wow, getting
So
vegetables.
there is an
too.
herb.
There's a vegetable.
There is an herb and a vegetable. Now to just show some, just lighten it up just a little bit. And just some tomatoes,
A fresh moment.
right off the vine, right?
From the Mauro Gardens.
From the Mauro Gardens. And now, when you get a cheese pull on a frittata, only when Gus is making it. Look at that, bro.
I mean, you just need some marinara, and it's.
I know, right? Oh, hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. Look at, right on there. A little overhang from the cheese, a little overhang from the egg.
Oh my goodness.
No bias cut necessary, straight through.
I think we need a slow clap for
I
this.
really do.
mean, that can feed a family of 4, that one.
Nice
Wow.
cross section.
Wow.
Perfect smearage.
Y'all know how to do it in Chicago.
I like the
do you
ratio
do?
of croissant to egg.
It's perfect, right?
Slash cheese sausage slash cream
If you
cheese.
can find these, you know, more ovalesque croissants, less the crescent-shaped croissants. I'm taking a bite, guys.
Oh. Oh.
Look at that cheese hanging over.
Look at that. The egg is almost an afterthought, a perfect vehicle for all that sausage and meat and cheese and bacon. And you need that tomato on there, just kind of even it out. A little extra jardinere on there for a little pop. Dad, Big Gus, I hope I did you proud. Ultimate steak sandwich. Katie, we got some ciabatta. Ciabatta! I love a nice ciabatta. Crust to crust is a must when we're spreading that butter. Lightly griddled, golden brown, because ciabatta really needs a little loving, right? You can't just like cut a dry ciabatta and make a sandwich. Chewy, it's not great. So what we want to do now is take the tenderest cut of steak, which is the
Ribeye?
tenderloin.
I said
It's in
ribeye
the
'cause
word. I
want
thought
ribeye.
that was a shoe in there. So we're gonna take the tenderloin, and what I've done before is I covered it in my black powder rub, which is a recipe you can find on foodnetwork.com, and did my reverse sear method. So put in like 250, 275-degree oven to the internal temperature gets about 115. Then you can hit it under the broiler really quick and get a nice char on the outside. And what I did, let it cool, and then I put it in the freezer for about an hour. We did this all in the oven, and now we're gonna slice it. Now, why did I put it in the freezer?
So you can thinly
Jeffrey.
slice it.
So you can thinly slice it, almost shave
teacher.
it.
Now you got that super sharp knife, super sharp. Like this is when you need your utensil ready. I'm slicing these guys as thin as possible, and you got that marbling in there. Look at that beautiful cut
yo.
right there. Then the cheese. I want 2 squares of good old aged cheddar. Just a kiss of each. Just a kiss. Just a little
That ain't right.
bit of that. How you doing? I'm the pink. Quick little sauce, little Scotch bonnet aioli.
Oh
little
my
Scotch bonnet
God.
hot sauce.
Oy.
Some stone ground mustard. This is all over mayonnaise.
Oh, you crazy.
Just a little bit of honey to tie it all together. And I like a nice little zested clove of garlic that evenly distributes. I'm keeping an eye on my cheese now. You see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very important. And we mix this. Oh, yeah. Do a little bit of chimichurri on top as well.
Oh, look
Double
at that.
saucing this. Now I'm gonna take that,
Oh.
Yeah.
right?
Do it.
Give it a little flippy.
Yeah.
Just like that. Done. It's going right on top of that chimichurri. Look at that.
Yes, Jeff. Yep. Ah!
Oh my God.
How you doing? How you been? Jeff Mauro is your friend. That is the cheese I was looking for. I'm gonna go. I'm going bias cut, Alex.
I hear it.
I heard
Oh,
it.
yeah.
This is the most quiet all of us have been in a very long time.
I love it.
I'm over here eating a salad.
Fantastic. Bombastic. Unbelievable. All hail the king. I'm so sorry I called you a jester.
That's true,
So wrong with me.
My Chicago-style Italian beef sandwich. Vibrant green bell peppers here. Nice and about like, I don't know, like inch-long strips. Ton of oil, little granulated garlic, salt and pepper in a pan, into the oven. We're gonna let them roast. Now we got that chuck roast, right? Salt and pepper. I got a Dutch oven here. We're gonna add a little oil, and right in there it goes, and you're gonna hear that sound. This roll has about 6 sides to it. So you wanna make sure that you're looking like that. We got that beautiful rendered fat in here. We're gonna add just 1 chopped yellow onion, a little more salt to help sweat out those onions. Of course, a couple cloves of garlic chopped right in here, and some dried Italian seasoning, crushed red chili flakes here. We're gonna hit it with about a cup of good red wine. We're gonna add our beef stock. So we're making a braising liquid, right? About 350 till it gets a little toothsome, but you still want it pliable. Look at these guys. Now that's what you want them looking like, swimming in oil. Great little fresh thyme in there, and we're gonna nestle it in there till it's a little over half covered, about 75% covered. And we're gonna put it in the oven at 300 for about 3 hours, and we're gonna turn it a couple times, right? And that's what we're looking like, right? Why don't you start shredding this for me, buddy? Here I got the braising liquid, which we have strained and reduced a little bit. Okay, so look at these beautiful rolls here. I got some of this beautifully seasoned per my instruction. The sweet and hot, so we got the sweet peppers. We're gonna drag it through the river.
Jardiniere.
You wanna make sure you get that oil that kind of drips down like that. All we did was rub this bread too in some of the oil from the jardiniere and dry toast it for a little bit.
Smart.
Okay. The fat, the heat, the dip, you got it, man. You nailed it.
Apple, cheddar, and brie, grilled cheese, right?
I'm
It's
in.
like a fall charcuterie board in sandwich form. Starting with the bread, we got some cranberry walnut bread, right? Right from the loaf. Fresh, right from the bakery.
Artisanal bread.
Beautiful. The first thing I like to do before I start building my grilled cheese, right? It may seem sacrilege, but I like to spread butter, room temperature butter, on the outside. And how are we spreading this, kids?
Crust to
Crust to
crust.
crust.
Is a must, always, right? Just
That's
enough to
not
coat it.
controversial. Why is that? Because
Well, because some
do
people just
mayonnaise.
drop the butter in the pan.
Oh, okay, I've
right,
done
and then
that.
you burn up the butter, you brown half the butter or whatever. And this way you get all the butter you need, full coverage, right? So you get that golden brown crust that we all love to. So I'm gonna get going with this one, starting with some very sharp cheddar cheese. Right,
Okay.
love it. Now I'm holding it like this so I don't get the butter on the board. You see as I'm doing here? Next, you take 3 slices of Granny Smith
Thin
apples.
slice. And your
Just-
bread, might I add, is thin sliced bread.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not
Beautiful.
regulation.
It's not regulation. Next, watch this. I'm just gonna kind of keep it like that. We got some of my favorite ingredient on the planet. Nice little kind of tang and heat you need with this. Some cherry pepper relish, right? So this is gonna go on this end. And we're gonna spread this ever so gingerly. Again, crust to crust. So every bite, you get a little, it packs that punch, right? Now, of course, this is not in a lot of grilled cheeses these days, but I'm putting it on mine since it is fall.
Add
the
it.
funkiest, the funnest melting cheese, a little brie, 2 slices of that. And there you got the ingredients for the interior, right? We got the flavor inside that bread with the cranberries. So you got sweetness, you got spice, you got butter, you got sharp cheddar, you got funky brie, you got spicy.
You know what else you got?
What else you got?
Qualified.
Oh! Look at this pan, right? And what temperature do we cook grilled cheeses at, right?
I'm doing
high?
medium
No.
high.
Medium low, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Okay?
'Cause you wanna melt that
This is
inside.
actually, I can already tell this is a little hot, right? So I don't want it to, so what happens, right? You end up toasting the exterior of the bread too quickly and the inside's still cold. And we really want all these flavors to melt. Brie is pretty hearty. I mean, it melts nice, but it needs a fair amount of heat. So this is going right on there. Gentle sizzle. And to help mimic that dome,
Do
like
it.
we do at the diner, we're just gonna do a nice little lid on this, right?
Diner dome.
And we're just gonna let it kind of very low, like medium low, almost touching low, okay? We're gonna flip it once, put the lid back on. How do we know it's done? The inside looks gooey, looks ready to go. But another thing you can do to help expedite it, and I've done this in this pan, is that you could do it in 2 sections.
Yeah.
Right, so I just want to show you guys. It's not cheating, right? If you're doing 4 sandwiches, obviously do it this way. But if you're just doing 2 or 1, this way you can kind of get everything nice and toasty in the middle. So we can sit there.
Oh, look at that bread.
That
Beautiful.
burnt
Let this-
cheese.
Edges.
That's it right there, right? So every great sandwich needs a great
Dip?
sauce or dipping thing. Yeah, so we got some great stone ground Dijon mustard. Add a little honey to this and just a little mayonnaise. Quick pantry pull, right from the fridge. And you make a creamy honey Dijon, which also pairs so nice with this. And we could put this right in a little sidecar here so we could dip it in. Look at that.
I'll never forget, first time ever I had a grilled cheese with ketchup. It was in
Whoa.
Denmark.
Oh, I like a grilled cheese with ketchup. Yeah.
So good.
Wow.
I love a dip now.
Okay, I need a knife for this because we must.
So you can
cut
use
this.
you can use other cheese that
Oh.
like manchego, mozzarella, Gouda.
Manchego would be great, Gruyere
Yeah.
too, anything kind of nutty and hearty, right? But what I like about using both the Brie, it's got a totally different texture with the cheddar. Cheddar is not, it's a good melting cheese, but after a certain point, it kind of stops at that pullability, you know? So you get the flavor of the sharpness from the cheddar with the
I'll
funkiness.
tell you, you have a party and you've got leftover cheese from your cheese board. This is the perfect thing to make.
Beautiful. Oh man, this is gooey. This is gooey.
Oh, the spilling.
Look at the spilling. Look at
Pass
that.
that over here.
All right, who wants some?
I want some.
All right, I'm gonna plate it nice for you. I'm
I
gonna
want
give you a little.
those gooey bites.
Okay, we won't deny you that.
Oh.
Look at that. So easy. All right, you guys want to try it too, huh?
Qualify my palate, Jeff.
See, I'm putting this Brie bite right back on there. Oh, man.
I get so excited, don't I?
Yes.
I don't
so
get to make a
light.
lot of sandwiches here, so when I do, I like to really lay it on.
Jeff, it's so well balanced, having that kind of sweet tart apple on there, then the spicy relish kicks in, and the creamy,
I didn't make one for myself.
funky brie, and the sharp cheddar, and then you've got the really good mustard honey sauce.
Cubano slider!
Hey!
Cubanos, kids, you know what's in a Cubano?
Pork,
Pork.
ham,
Yes.
Swiss
Mustard.
cheese, pickles, mustard.
That's it. And
That's
like,
It's all about the bread,
it's
though.
all about that
It's all
Cuban
about
bread.
that
So we are gonna start with our bread here, these slider buns.
Okay.
We got some nice potato rolls here. So we're just gonna lop that kind of across the equator. Now we got our 9x14 here. I got all my ingredients, starting with some melted butter. We're gonna make a quick little mojo sauce to
Okay.
help add some more flavor to our pork that
That's
we're
a
gonna put in a
misnomer.
second. What?
Because mojo is actually sauce.
Yeah, mojo
Like a
means sauce.
Sauce.
It's like
It's like
ragu.
saying-
Smart.
It's like saying shrimp
Like-
scampi, which I hate. People
Yeah,
say,
shrimp
lots of shrimp scampi. I'm like, what?
So we're gonna add to this garlic, essential part of any mojo, plus our citrus ingredients, which is the zest of an orange and a lime, some cumin,
Ooh.
we got some fresh herbs too in the form of oregano
Yeah.
and parsley.
So
And
with this butter, you're kind of mimicking what the pork would normally marinate in.
Exactly, because what I did was do a little shortcut, because this is a time saver, and we are just grabbing some pulled pork or plain pork from the deli aisle or the hot bar or the grab and go and shredding it ourselves. You can get, if you can find a pork loin in the deli, a lot of times you can get sliced pork loin or smoked pork loin. It's a great application, but
Straight
this is
down?
what they had, yeah.
Any
You know what, I'm
oils?
just gonna put a little
Do it.
Boutros butter on there. Just to kind of help with the nonstick, a little more flavoring.
I'll take it.
But what you want to do is kind of let this steep for a couple minutes, let it mix up, and you can smell the garlic and the citrus in there. It's wonderful. It's both sweet and funky at the same time.
I like sweet and funky.
Now, I'm gonna have you start layering, of course, the ham.
No problem.
Integral part of any Cuban. So, but like I always say, Sonny,
Little
ribbon it up
piles.
across
problem.
on both things, right?
Done.
We got this going, all right? This doesn't need much, right? That garlic was, zested or minced. We're just gonna put a little bit, make sure you mix it up into that pork directly. So you get a little hydration in there. Oh, it smells so good. Here we go. So we are going to now, I'm gonna add my pork to this. Again, any pork will do as long as it's double pork.
I'm so making this for the next Beagle family get-together. This is like
Is this right up their alley, the Biggs family?
so up the alley.
All right, we got the ham, of course.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need some good old dill pickles on there.
I just wanted to touch the pork, sorry.
That's all right. How did it feel?
Felt good. Felt succulent.
That's
I
good.
like
That's-
that you added the butter to it to kind of bring it back to life out
Layers
of
of
that pack that
flavors.
you bought. Yeah, this
Swiss
is
cheese,
smart.
right? I wonder
Yes.
where that came from with the, I don't know the history too
good
much of the
melty.
Cuban. It's great melty. And you know what? Sometimes like cheddar, stuff like that gets lost. You always taste the melted Swiss. It's got that
Do.
nuttiness to it.
You know, you're right. Cheddar does get lost. If you over melt it, it just kind of disappears.
And then it doesn't stay well. It always kind of gets hard. This is like gooey for days. And don't be afraid for a little overhang on this too, because
Yep.
then you get the cheesy drip down, turns into lacy, crusty cheese, right?
It's all about the
Freaka.
bubbling up the sides.
Beautiful. Now, Sonny, if you can,
Slather?
yeah, help me slather here.
This is a
You got-
Detroit-style Cuban.
Detroit
slider.
child. I like that.
Sorry. You know, last year when we had our end of the year, whose recipe won, the
Yeah.
whole year thing.
Did you win that?
It was the sliders.
You did with the slider.
Yeah, these things, I'm telling you, this is game day.
Hey,
It should
America
be.
seems to love these.
What kind of mustard are you using there, Jeff?
Yellow mustard.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Right over the top?
Just good old, yep. Line it up. I forget which one was which. You remember? It doesn't
Yep,
matter.
yep,
Yeah, it doesn't.
Now we're gonna mix this up. Give me a big spoon. We got a big spoon here somewhere. Now I get to pour this over the top. All that
Oh
mojo.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And this
slow
is just gonna
motion.
create just like
Yeah.
a glistening, shiny top bun.
We're not
That is
worthy.
obviously
The magic
super.
is when you uncover it and it crisps up and you get that buttery, golden, crunchy top.
We're doing
Do
it
it.
all.
All right,
Come on.
hey.
Oh.
All right, why not?
Okay. Okay. Let me do you the honors.
Yeah, do me the honors.
I'll give you a slice.
So we are putting this in the oven, 375, for about 20 minutes until it starts getting all homogeneous and melty. So it could take about 20 to 30 minutes. Just check on it. And then we're gonna uncover it and kind of blast it with a little direct heat for a minute. I got one ready to go here.
You know what these slider bakes remind me of? They're kind of like monkey bread. You know,
Yeah.
that you're pulling apart.
The cheese
This
is
is like
gooey.
a savory moment.
Oh, you don't want to show us? Is that what that? Okay.
I uncovered it. I hit it with a little heat, right? Crisped it up a little bit, but it's
Yeah, I was gonna
still
say, listen.
supple. You gotta have a little crispiness, right? All right, I got a little knife somewhere over here.
Oh, yeah?
Sonny. Let
Oh,
me
did I
grab
kill
that.
it for you? Sorry, I brought it over here. I
It's
was
all right,
cleaning up.
thank you. Now you can get in there. Sometimes you can use the spat, but if not, you can give it a wall.
There are just so many different ways to make these sliders, but a Cubano, it's so smart.
I want a middle one, Jeff.
I'm a middle piece kind of guy, too.
Really?
Oh,
My
look at that.
God.
That's
Look
one
at
serving.
that.
Now that's just one serving.
Yeah, that's one serving.
You know what?
Stop the presses right now.
Sonny, I will
okay.
let you do the honors.
Okay.
I'll cut it for you.
No, I got it. I was gonna go in on it.
I want that one right there.
Go ahead. Which one would you like to choose there?
It's a nice little hot contained packet. I was doing this, I don't know if you can hear the. That's nice and crunchy and toasty.
Well, Cubano is pressed, right? So you do need some texture on there.
Look at those layers.
I'm trying to get you just a middle piece here, Katie. You look at all this work I'm doing. But so
That's
easy.
the one I want.
And talk about something easy to throw in the car, bring to your tailgate, bring to your party, bring to your christening, whatever you're
I feel like
celebrating.
kids would like this too.
Jeff,
Tell me what.
I love this. Let me tell you why I love this. Let me count the ways. One, it's like a dream come true.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
aggressive, but
when you get a normal Cubano, it's cold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's got the cheese in it, it's got the ham in it, it's got the mustard, pickles, everything that you would expect. It's good. This is really taking it to another level being warm. The bread is warm, the cheese is gooey.